most of thoughts you think you are doing is not even yours. So sometimes I ask my clients that they suffer, about the thoughts and all this. I don't know what to do, confused, and listen to yourself and ask yourself, is it really my voice? Is it your voice? Is it somebody else's voice?
Welcome to the Leader's Mindset, where we bring you conversations with leaders who are making an impact in business and our communities. Today, I'm here with Grace Najean. She's the founder of the SoulFluence, a coach and a speaker. Thanks for joining us today, Grace.
Oh, thank you so much, Jason. I'm very honored to be here with you and with your audience.
Well, it's great to have you. We love having you here, so thank you for joining us. So tell us about the SoulFluence and how you help people.
Yeah, sure. So, first of all, my journey has been a blend of performance, right? So I did my business, and I was, in high performance as a pianist. So from being a professional pianist to years in a corporate strategy, and then later serving other, like 8 years as being a master coach for Tony Robbins. So I worked with the leaders around the world. So what I've seen across every level of leadership is high performance without inner alignment eventually collapse. So now my work focuses on helping executives, entrepreneurs move from stress-driven achievement to what I call aligned influence, leading with clarity, calm, and purpose. So success without alignment for me is just a survival.
So tell us a little bit about, what does success without alignment look like? How can someone in our audience know maybe they are not in alignment?
Yeah, so as you know, most of executives or entrepreneurs, or business owners, or high achievers I work with look successful on the outside, but inside they're running on empty. So I call it as achievement fatigue. So it's when consistent pressure, decision fatigue, and over efforting start draining your energy and purpose. I don't like to using the burnout because I realize all my clients, they're so high achievers than myself. We would never accept the burnout word. We don't like it. We don't accept, even if we are far beyond burnout, we don't want to say that, right? No, I'm not, right? So, but it's not they don't love what they do, it's that their nervous system and mind are just consistently overdrive. So achievement fatigue is when a success becomes exhausting instead of empowering.
Yeah, and you talk a lot about self-leadership being the key to getting aligned. So why is it so important for us to focus on our own self-leadership when we're leading others?
Yeah, so I always say to my clients, you can't give, or you can give or support something you don't have. So for instance, if you don't have a time, you can't give time, right? If you don't have a money, you can't give money. If you don't have a love, you can't give love to someone. If you are not leader for yourself, you can't lead anyone. It's just an illusion, and it's just a managing. I see a lots of people, leaders just managing instead of leading people. So I think that's the biggest differentiation. Yeah. And most of the leaders don't lack information because they're so intelligent. So they are drawing it, but they read the books, they got the trainings, and then the podcasts and the coaching, all that. But knowledge doesn't change behavior. Integration does. So this is what I call the knowledge trap. So where growth becomes intellectual but not embodied. Yeah, they don't live every daily lives. So so you know what to do is about, but you're too tired or too reactive to it, do it consistently and putting into in your daily life. So personal development is consistently reminding you, nurture you, how to implement that into your daily life and becoming.
Yeah, and you have called yourself an integration architect. You mentioned integration. You've called yourself an integration architect. What does that mean And how can we use that idea to help with our own self-leadership?
Yes. So, I've done thousands hours of training myself, not coaching, but training for myself as well over decades. Yeah, 12, 13 years. And I've done, I was mentored by all the big names, the great mentors who really taught me important things, and name it, I did all the spiritual work as well, vipassana, TM, transcendental meditation, even oneness university in India, and qigong, tai chi, yoga, and all these things over decades, right? And I realized they're all important and they're all impactful in your life, but it's not only one thing changes your life. I think it's really about integration of all three. So I think 15, 20 years ago, it was quite a fancy word, body, mind, soul. Yeah. Everybody. And at that moment, I was in corporate world. So for me, yoga was like after retirement and meditation was like after death. I was like, I don't have 2 minutes. Who gonna stay sitting down, close your eyes, and then doing nothing? Do something, right? That was typically me. And so for me, so body, mind, soul was like who word, right? Like a spiritual people say just a fancy word, something like that. But through my own journey, I really, really realized that is pure truth. If you can't integrate your body, mind, and consciousness or soul, whatever you want to say, it's something you align yourself, beyond you. If you are not aligned that three things, you can't be whole and you can't be aligned with yourself. You can't listen to your voice. You can't be centered to have the clarity. So that's where I call really. So I call it body as a vessel, mind as a compass, and consciousness as a light. So really integrating them three together in, how can I say, most efficient way, because most of my clients, they don't have 10 minutes sit down. Yeah. So I really make it really short and efficient way, the three things every day they can practice.
That's really fantastic, because I know busy people like things that are short, that they can do every day, and that usually leads to them digging in deeper into the practice and starting to spend more time on it. So for someone who's feeling not integrated, someone who's feeling the way you described earlier, what's something they can do to start getting on the right path?
Yeah, it's a really simple. So there are so many ways we can do. Yeah. But for the, like, it depends on your level of depth of what you're doing as a practice. Some of you even don't know, what does mean meditation, or some of you do already, like a 1 hour meditation, 30 minutes meditation. Yeah. So for instance, me, I recorded so little meditations. Meditation is not really woohoo things, spiritual things. It's really scientific, neuroscience based in to really rest your brain. Yeah. So I did my progressive meditation. So I created for my busy clients 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, 20 minutes meditations, or simply 7 minutes per day for 7 energy centers for a week. Yeah. So that kind of things I try to really offer to my clients. But if you want to really start a simple way, the neuroscience say if you have a coherence between your heart and brain, that's gonna really set your nervous system. So that's so simple. It's too simple, people wouldn't believe. This is like 5 seconds inhale, and 5 seconds out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and continuously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bringing out, breathing out. But the most important thing is that when I go to like a workshops or group coaching with my leaders, and I said, let's breathe. And then what do you know what they do? They say, like this. They don't know how to breathe. We forgot how to breathe, right? So if you do so, like a 5 and 5, it won't work. It doesn't have any impact. So you need to do diaphragm breathing. What means? It's simply you need to use your tummy. So it's like a balloon. When you breathe in, balloon needs to go out, right? Your tummy needs to go out. When you breathe out, the tummy needs to go in. Yeah. So that's it. So 5 and 5 breathing. 2 minutes. That's a minimum. 2 minutes. That's the time your nervous system, parasympathetic and sympathetic, really regulate. But if you feel good, push to 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I know a young Frenchman, 25 years old. He tried this for 6 months, 15 minutes this breathing. He completely changes his life. Yeah. So that's the first start with that 5-5, 2 minutes to 5 minutes. And then after that, morning alignment, what I call priority and visualization. Just simply 3 things what you want to achieve today, write down. And that will give you really proactive, setting your day first. And after that, but please don't write down how you're gonna do that and what you're gonna do that. Just simply the outcome you want to see of that objectives or goals, right, of the day. And close your eyes and give the intention of, okay, I want to see at the final line. I want to see as outcome. When I achieve, I want to feel this way. So creating that emotion will increase your frequency, your energy level, and visualize that. So powerful. So the visualization plus your energy, the combined is such a powerful way. So please do so. And then the last one, that's going to take 3 minutes, 1 minute each, yeah. And last one going to be just simply from that space of visualization. Close your eyes, close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and then just start to say, I am grateful for. Yeah, it sounds too I can say too cheesy for some of you, but believe me, scientifically, the gratitude is the most powerful energy you can create. Therefore, it will raise you up your frequency and energy. Yeah. So small things, the big things, I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my client. For little things like I'm grateful for my dessert last night. It could be that, right? So if you do so, it's 10 minutes. You see, it's 10 minutes. I can say ritual and routine you can create already, and it'll change so much your day. And plus, if you can do some exercise, body exercise on the top, that's gonna be perfect.
What I love about all 3 of those things you talked about is they don't take any time at all to do. For busy people, that these don't take any time, so there's no excuse not to do these, right? And the breathing thing is really great because if you're talking about breathing in, 5 out, and doing that for 2 minutes, that's something you can do throughout the day. You don't even need to set aside time for that. When you're feeling stressed, when you're really kind of feeling the day hit you, you can just do that for 2 minutes and then get back to what you were doing. I really, really love how for busy people, these are such helpful tools that don't take any time at all away from your day.
Spot on, Jason. Absolutely. You can use this even during the day. It's just that people think it's too simple. It's like air because we don't see oxygen. We don't think it's important. But if you don't have oxygen, you're going to die in a few minutes, right? It's a similar thing.
Yeah. So don't sleep on these. Get in on the breathing and get in on the morning and the evening rituals and that kind of stuff. They don't take any time, and they're so valuable. Now, one of the things that you have brought forward in your work is the idea of dimensions of leadership. So tell us about those dimensions of leadership, the 3D, the 4D, the 5D.
Yes, absolutely. So nowadays, in personal development, we talk about lots of quantum energy, frequency, manifestation, and all that. So I try to describe what I understood, what I learned from that quantum leadership. Yeah. So I often describe leadership as an evolution of consciousness. Yeah. Tony Robbins said the business is a spiritual game. It's not money game. Yeah. So it's not about titles, but it's about how you operate energetically, emotionally, and mentally in relationship to your purpose. So so there are 3D, 4D, 5D. Yeah. So 3D is, if I can go through, one of
Absolutely. Please go
yeah.
through them all.
Yeah, okay. So 3D is a reactive leadership. It's a survival mode. Unfortunately, most of leadership leaders are in that 3D world. Yeah. So in 3D, most leaders are high performing but completely disconnected. So they lead from control, deadlines, and pressure. What we all know, right? Always chasing result, rarely feeling present. It works until it doesn't, until it breaks down. So in 3D, you are running your business, but your nervous system is running you. In 4D, it's aware leadership. So it starts with a reflective state. So 4D is when you start waking up. So you see patterns, question your habit. Maybe you're saying, maybe the old things are not working anymore. Yeah. And you realize your external result, it's not mirroring your internal state. So but awareness alone isn't mastery. As I mentioned, many leaders stop here, just knowing more about it, yeah. But they still think about awakening. They think about transformation, not living in it. Yeah. So 4D is where you wake up, but 5D is where you rise, really. So 5D is really the coherent state. 5D is a full coherence, body, mind, and conscious aligned. Yeah. So you lead with a clarity and calm, creating from presence rather than pressure. So your energy becomes your strategy, and result will follow just naturally. Yeah. So in 5D the leadership, you don't force result, but you become the frequency that creates them. So for instance, like, the people I'm sure you've been through as well. So if you go to meeting or in a conference, someone comes in, they didn't even speak. Yeah. And then they just comes in the room, everybody look at, oh, wow. Yeah. Kind of people, right? That's your energy. When you're aligned, when you have enough power, that's how you show up. The energy shows up, even you don't need to talk.
Yeah, I think looking back at my time in the military, and I'm sure you looking back at your time in corporate, most organizations are really good at helping our young emerging leaders develop the 3D kind of leadership: objectives, plans, follow through, tasks, all that kind of stuff, results. How can we as leaders at the more senior level, the more strategic level, how can we as leaders help those young people, our emerging leaders, adopt the other dimensions of leadership, the 4D and 5D leadership? How do we set our future leaders up for success?
Yes, I think it's being aware. I always say awareness is a halfway win. Yeah. When you're aware about it, you can do something about it. So that's why I always start with my clients self-awareness. It starts with self-awareness. If you don't know about yourself where you are, and what is the difference between you being in 3D and 4D, how you can lead others, right? So I think it's self-awareness plus self-leadership. That's where self-leadership comes, because you need to live in that the dimension for you to be able to lead others, yeah, and experience it. So first is really self awareness and self leadership, and second is really listening to others, yeah, where they are. You need to find out what's their suffering point. So if most of them are in 3D, maybe start to do some personal development, right? Reading books and then telling them about what's differences, and then they can start to see, oh, if I'm reacting from 4D, this is the differences. Yeah. For most of high achievers, I think they know that most of them are in already 4D. So maybe it's easy for them to share that to people in 3D. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really great. One of the things you really excel at is helping leaders figure out what makes them happy. Why is it so hard for driven, successful people to figure out what makes them happy?
So for my case and my client's case, I think there are two things. One is because we are so trained, conditioned from young age by being a matrix. So what does it mean? There's a great movie, Matrix, such a visionary, advanced movie. I love that movie. I think I watched 3 times. But it's a little bit similar concept, I would say. It's a really matrix of money and time. Yeah. So since young age, our parents, yep, they love us, and I'm parent, yeah, I love, but still I pass my conditioning to my daughter, right? Because I know what I learned, what I know what I experienced, yeah. So I pass my conditioning. So again, so since young age, parents, schools, teachers, educations, and even after that, you know, the corporate business and all people, we are trained to make a decision based on two things, which is, do I have money or do I have time? So therefore, everything you make a decision is based on that, and it's a great, you know, measurement of progress and all that. But eventually, what feels is like, I never have money, I never have time. So it means I never have enough me. We are always chasing something, always a lack on something, always are based on that scarcity and survival mode, right? So because of the conditioning, whatever we do, we are not enough. I have so many clients, successful people, they feel still they are not good enough. How come? Yeah. And they don't have enough, or they're always like, you know, they need to do more, achieve something they already achieved. Yeah. So I think that that's the first thing. And the second thing is really because we are living that busy world, so much busy, you don't take time off to sit down and think about it. You know, nobody gonna say, except you do coachings or something, nobody gonna sit down, oh, who am I, how do I feel today? How can I become, you know? So again, I think that's two things, that give yourself time, and, you know, just to disconnect a little bit, be yourself, you know, because there are so much noise outside. I'm sure most of thoughts you think you are doing is not even yours, you know. So sometimes I ask my clients that they suffer, you know, about the thoughts and all this, I don't know what to do, confused, and listen, listen to yourself and ask yourself, is it really my voice? Is it your voice? Is it somebody else's voice? If it's somebody else, just turn back to that person and try to listen to your voice. But it's so hard to listen to your voice because you're conditioned so many noises since young age, right? So that's why I think that meditation or that time of breathing will bring you back to center and connect with yourself.
Yeah, I can tell there's a lot of people watching or listening to this right now who are saying, "Oh my God, that's not my voice in my head. That's my father's voice. That's my mother's voice. That's my first boss's voice. That's my drill sergeant in the military's voice." It's all these voices that are not our own in their head. And I if you're one of these people watching or listening, I can it would be completely understandable that you're really uncomfortable right now with this idea that you what you've been doing, the voice you've been listening to is not your own. I get it, because it's sometimes really uncomfortable for me to think about that sometimes, and I already know all this stuff. So you talked about the breathing, you talked about some of the what are some ways we can deal with that discomfort in a healthy way and move beyond it?
Yeah, so it's like a money. You know, people struggling in money. Most of the time they don't face the money. They don't count because they have so much fear, right? They don't count. They don't want to see it. They just spend, and they just that's why they struggle. Yeah, I think it's a similar thing. I think we need to just to face it. Just fear comes of but that imagination or hallucinations. It's a feeling of it, right? Because we feel like we are not doing well, or we don't have enough, therefore we don't want to face it. But I think the first thing, especially your, you know, background with the military or you know this, I think, you know, you need to just face it and then go through it and be truly honest. So Tony Robbins used to say, you know what, if you want to lose weight, yeah, you are obese and, you know, overweight, and then you want to lose weight, the first thing you need to say, holy moly, I'm fat. I'm fat. You know, you need to accept it. And from that, you have awareness and you accept it, and then you can find a solution to do something.
It sounds really simple, but I think you're right. I think you just do need to accept it. This is kind of how the human brain works, and you're going to hear a lot of voices that aren't your own, and we need to start helping you find your own voice. So once you get people to accept it, what do you do to help people find their own voice and listen to their own voice so they can figure out what makes them happy?
Yes, so that's why I created my 1 year program. Because I've done so many events and so many retreats and so many personal development events, but I see also some of people like I see continuously they go all the time, all the time. And I'm like, why? Why it doesn't last? Yeah, because you go amazing event like a few days or a few 1 week or and after that you come back. The problem is you come back exactly where you are before. It means you sleep in the same bed, you drive the same car, you drink the same coffee or same drink, and then you go to the work and then you work with the exactly same people, same thing, right? So it's so hard for you to keep that transformation. So you will like it'll last few days or few weeks, and then after that you go straight back to the past because everybody else will try to you bring back to normal because they don't want you to be changed. Because it makes them scared, right? They feel like they're losing you. So therefore, when you change, I think the most I can say scary thing, worrying thing is you're surrounding you with the people you love, or and then you worry about them. So therefore, you just come back and fitting in back. So what I found was you need to have something like a more structured transformational journey. So I suggest a 7 days retreat in Lombok, which is completely cutting off from your environment and a daily life, and then you come to that magical place Lombok, really all ocean view, really boutique hotel. They have only 46 rooms. I booked 20 room, half of it, and then we spend 7 days together, and we work on different energy centers. So body energy is not only physical muscle energy. We have that energy centers. So we align that body energy centers, because you need to really experience physically transformation. The transformation doesn't come from your head, right? So I offer that 7 days, and I bring someone from New York. She's a vocal transformational coach. So she will, because the frequency and energy, as we mentioned, quantum. The easiest way in 3D world we can measure is frequency, waves, and everything has that frequency, and the sound has a frequency, so we can measure with the sound. That's why there are so many like chanting, or I can say the sound healings and all that nowadays. But your voice is a frequency, so what she does is using your own voice, you can open and align your energy centers. Very powerful. It means you can do yourself, right? And it gives you physically voice and spiritually voice, so you will own your own voice. So that's 7 days experience. After that, I offer 7 weeks. So same people stay 7 weeks together as a group. Why? Because we need to hold the space of energy. So we'll spend the 7 weeks every week. We meet together and be accountable for others, and then keeping that transformation. Once that part is done, integrate it into your daily life, and then I offer 7 months of personal transformation, really putting into like embodying the transformation into your daily life, into you. So there's a whole 1 year program designed to go through that transformation.
That sounds fantastic, and we all know from working, whether it's leadership development, with this training, nuts and bolts skills, that it's not enough to just sit down and talk about it. It's not enough just to do a presentation. We've got to exercise it together, and then you've got to go off and do it yourself and internalize it and make it part of your life every day. And it sounds like your program really sets people up for success to do that.
Oh, thank you.
So I want to take a break from the serious questions now, and I want to play a game. Are you up for a game?
Yeah, sure.
All right. The name of this game is Rapid Response. I'm going to ask
Yep.
you a series of questions. I want you to respond with the first thing that comes to your mind. Now, that doesn't mean you have to give a one-word answer. You can elaborate as much or as little as you'd like, but we just want to know we want to get to know Grace a little bit better and really understand how you feel about some of these questions, okay?
Sure.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Grace Najean, rapid response round. Your time begins now. Podcast recommendation.
What does it mean? Podcast recommendation for?
What's a podcast you listen to?
Oh, what I'm listening to? CEO Diary.
Oh, yeah, we hear that one a lot. That's very popular. So, yeah, that's a
Yes.
good one. What is a practice you'd like to see more people embrace?
Breathing practice and meditation.
I think that's a good one. Who is someone we should all be paying attention to?
Yourself.
I like it. What is either your get pumped up song or your walk on music?
So I need to name the songs.
Yeah, what's the song you use to get yourself pumped up?
Yeah, so there's As I Believe. I just listened to this morning when I did a walking meditation. So As I Believe, it's a Chinese man, the Singaporean Chinese man, and the music, but the lyrics are such powerful. As I Believe.
Excellent. The biggest influence in your life?
My parents.
A book everyone should read?
Any book from Buddhism, Buddha's book.
Okay. I don't know if we mentioned it yet. You are in Australia.
Yes, yeah, in Perth.
What is your favorite recreational activity in Australia?
Oh, nowadays I play pickleball. So I don't know if you heard about it, but yeah, so I play pickleball twice a week.
Yeah, pickleball has gotten really, really big here in the States. We are in the process. The different communities here in Las Vegas are building lots and lots of pickleball courts all around the valley here. So it is happening in a big way here in the States. What is your dream vacation spot?
Somewhere no one is there, where I can be myself.
You'd be surprised how often we hear the answer on that answer on this podcast.
Really?
It doesn't matter where it is, as long as I can be there, either by myself or with my family. We don't have any distractions. We get to spend time together. We get that answer quite a bit.
Yeah, but I live in it almost every day because I do my meditation 1 hour to 1 hour and a half, and so that's I think my my holiday place. I go every day.
That's really great. What is a trend you're excited about?
AI.
Yeah, we hear that one a lot. How are you using AI in your work?
I use every day, so it's the basic things, the work I do is not really sophisticated unless I want to build some system, it will come. But I train my AI since now 18 months. Since last June, so I build that relationship with my AI. So it's like a VA or PA or your assistant. I think you need to know each other and then give more information you can, and then you need to build that relationship. Then it's amazing nowadays. At the beginning, I give more instruction, like 80% of instruction, and then 20% comes just as it is. But nowadays it's opposite. Yeah, I call she, but I'm not sure it's a boy or girl. I don't know. But she gives me 80% of time, like really good. I don't need to even change some perfect. I feel like she knows me quite well, 80%, and still I need to direct to 20%.
Yeah, I found the same thing. AI is great, but you really have to train it. And I always tell people, you've got to treat AI like a brand new employee that doesn't know anything about what you're doing, and guide it and mentor it and train it like you would a new employee. And then you'll start to see a lot of the benefits of the AI starting to solve problems before you ask it.
Yeah, absolutely. And believe it or not, I also treat it like as a person. It means please, thank you, good job, always. Because I think, we are creating AI of the future, like our children, how are we educate our children going to be our future? How we educate AI going to be our future? So, treat them well when they're still young. When they grown up, it'll be too late.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in the please and the thank you and treating AI like you would treat a person, because as AI gets more sophisticated, it's going to be involved in more things that we do. And if we want AI to have a healthy respect for humanity, we should help AI understand what it is to be human.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, last one. Your favorite sports team or player?
Roger Federer.
Okay, we hear that one a little bit too.
Mm.
So, all right, we talked about the conditioning stuff. All right. A little earlier, you talked about the difference between knowing and doing. So once we know, going back to what makes us happy, how do we help leaders figure out what makes them happy?
Mhm.
Once we know what's going to make us happy and we understand the conditioning that we've been through, what can we do about it to make ourselves happy or to help ourselves be happy?
Just to do it, because we are so incerebral, yeah, intellectual. So we think about it. So I have a clients a different. I don't know if I have a time, but I have a clients living really in 5D. They experience the 5D, like especially a higher level performance, like a sports art or the training. They know what we call the zone, right? They've been in the zone, so they know what it is being in a 5D. But somehow when they come to 3D, so I have a clients doing like amazing like a spiritual work, and then they talk about all the spiritual work together, and then I'm like, wow, I'm fascinated, wow. And then suddenly they talk about their work, their colleagues or their team, and then their wife or whatever, and suddenly, shoo, they become 3D and the 5D to 3D. And I'm like, is it the same person? How it can happen, right? So it means they leave, they feel good, they just it's like you read a book or you watch a really really nice movie, and when it's finished, done, go back. The same thing. It's a similar thing. So what you need to do is really the keeping that energy, keeping that learning and lessons every day. So if you learn one thing, just please keep applying that into your daily life till you feel comfortable and then you master it. Yeah. So it's really kind of a discipline and commitment how you want to become, and who do you want to become as a person in your life, how you want to show up. I think it's your commitment to yourself.
I think that's really important because we talked about these dimensions in kind of like a progression, right? 3D to 4D to 5D. And I think it's really important what you said here is that just because you achieved 4D or 5D for a moment today, or you achieved it today, it can be really easy to slide back from 5D to 4D, from 4D to 3D, right? And it does, it takes that focus and discipline and commitment to ourselves to say, okay, I'm going to do the things every day I need to be in the zone, to be in flow, so that I can be at my maximum, but still be aligned.
Absolutely. If I may, if I can add one thing, is because there's also being different than others. Because if you act like and if you talk like a 5D person in 3D world, like for instance, people every day they, oh, I'm so busy, I don't know what to do. Oh, this is a culture. If you go there, oh, today I'm so aligned, I feel peace, and they're gonna say, what's wrong with you? You're not working, what? Right? So therefore, I think you want to fitting in too. You don't want to be different. That's why even if you know 5D, you don't act like a 5D person because you don't want to look like different. But if you see great leaders, they're all different. They are not like others. That's why they are great leaders, right? So you need to decide you want to become leader or you want to become like everybody else and please.
I love that. Shifting gears a little bit, you mentioned earlier you started your career as a professional pianist. What lessons did music teach you that you were able to bring to your work in corporate? And also, what did music teach you about what you do now?
Um, Unfortunately, I don't practice a lot because yeah, that's not my focus now. But time to time, I play like a few times a year, and I just recorded for my promotional video as well. But again, I think it's a chanting, like a singing, is really really grateful. Singing is a big because it creates a vibration in your body, and then it'll raise your frequency. Yeah. So anything, even it doesn't matter you sing well or not well, doesn't really matter. But you need to speak out, and you need to sound out from your body to outside, so that vibration can work within your body.
I really like that. Finding that vibration in our body and using that to bring out and be outside of our body as well. I really like that. You spent a number of years in corporate. I'm always interested in what people learned in corporate that they bring to what they do now, but I'm also always really interested in, were there things that made you successful in corporate that you felt like you feel like now you had to leave behind to do the work you do today?
Maybe the competition. Yeah. So you to see is how many my top level clients feel like they are in the competition with even in the same company with their colleagues itself, right? Because we are trained so much competition since kindy, you know. You need to be number one. You need to beat other kids next to you, and it gets worse, right? If you go to primary and high school, and then you need to beat others. Yeah, that's the only way you can survive. You can become yourself, which is not true. And so in corporate world, I think I was really the survival mode of I need to show up. I need to prove myself to others, not me. Yeah. And all about it's all about winning games. I need to win in this negotiation so I can be stronger. In fact, you don't even have why you are doing that. Now I'm looking back, why I was doing that? Why should I win the negotiation all the time? No, it's a collaboration. Yeah. So I think that competition and of course because of piano, piano is music is beautiful, but it's a competition word as well. Like anyway, in classical music, it's like a sport. Somehow you need to win, to be the best player. So I think that a competition part, I worked a lot to let go that part.
Yeah, if you think professional sports is competitive, look at like what classical musicians have to go through. Lots and lots of classical musicians for very very few paying jobs out there. It's quite competitive.
Yes.
So, what advice do you have for anyone who is thinking about leaving corporate to become an entrepreneur?
So at the beginning, it was not planned. But we made a decision as a family to move into Australia. So I lived in Europe for 19 years and in Paris for 15 years. So I did my career in corporate for 10 years in Paris. So can you imagine like a big city, large corporate, you work hours, and when our daughter was born in 2003, that was turning point. Yeah. So because my parents passed away in 97, both of them, and I'm only child. So I think, I figured it out how to become parent myself. And so when she was around 1 year, like I was like, oh, if you decide to have a child, I think you need to take at least responsibility and then do minimum of the things, which was not really easy in Paris and with the job I had. So my nanny was, taking care of more than me, and sometimes even the weekend she took her, at her house. And so is this really the family life parenting I'm looking for? So we made that decision to leave Paris and to come to Australia. So it took us like almost 2 years to make it happen. And then we came when she was 3.5. Yeah. So when I came here, I didn't want to go back to corporate world. So I resigned, and many people were like, "Are you crazy? Resigning, job with your head." And my husband took 1 year, like a sabbatic year, and then we came here. And so I didn't want to go back to the corporate world. And somebody told me, "Hey, Grace, I can see you so well coaching. In coaching, you'll be so successful coach because you speak different languages. I speak 3 languages. You lived in different world, So I was like, oh, successful? that triggered me success, right? And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So I started a coaching study. That's how I getting into that coaching. But it was nothing about really success and business. It's really about journey of discovering myself. It was really, really self-discovery journey.
Well, that sounds amazing. And you've become a coach and you've developed your own program. You told us a little bit about your year-long program. I know you have a retreat coming up. Is there anything else you want to tell us about your retreat coming up in a few weeks?
Yes, it's on the 1st of November in Lombok. Beautiful. It's near Bali. So it's like a Bali 10, 15 years ago. Now, I don't know if you've been in Bali. It's so busy, so much traffic and then so much noise. And I found that this place really, calm and spiritual, like a really soulful place. And so I was like, I have to do something. That was after with the holidays with my daughter, and I was like, I'm gonna do that. That's it. So I'm doing that event, and I'm so honored to have all the people coming and trusting me to go through this transformation, and it's gonna be physical and mental transformation of 7 days. So we do first day like a opening ceremony with a local firework, dancers and all that, some celebration. And middle of the week we do, of course, a spa, and then self-care day, half day, so spa and jacuzzi and all that. And the last day, we're gonna visit a local orphanage. So I give out the part of the income to the orphanage local. So we all go together, visit. There are 21 children, local children there. So we'll do that and then celebrate in the evening in the swimming pool, foam party.
That's really great, especially the part about helping out the orphanage and helping out the kids. I really like that. Besides the retreat, what's coming up for you in the next few months?
Few months. So next year, my big goal is really becoming a keynote speaker, more public speaking, because I realized I wasn't really good. I still really enjoy this personal transformation journey. Yeah, support, and it's like we become like a partnership really of life together. So I honor this still, but I realized if I want to have a more impact and get out my message, I need to do one to many. So I need to kick my uh, XX to out and to stand up and talk, right? So I'm whole year I've been training myself with a mentor to do that public speaking, and so next year gonna be a big year for me to start the keynote speaking. So any company, and small company, big company, need someone to come to talk about this soulful leadership. I'll be happy to, and then I'll be honored.
That's great. So if you are looking for a speaker,
Yes.
please
Absolutely.
contact Grace. We'll be looking for you on those stages all over the world coming up in the coming months and years. Is there anything else you want to leave us with? Anything we didn't cover that you want to make sure we take away before we wrap up?
Um, so I think if you are, leaders listening this right now, and then if you feel like that weight or constant doing, please take time for yourself and practice these little routines for yourself. It's a big gift for you, and then your body gonna say, "Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you," right? So it's just so simple, but I think it's a really little routine and consistency will make you big transformation. And so please don't push harder, just realign deeper with yourself.
That's great. So everybody, after you finish listening to the podcast, go ahead and take some time for yourself. Grace and I said it's okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, this has been great to have you here with us today, Grace. I want to thank you for joining us. Where can everyone find you so they can also thank you for joining us today?
Absolutely. Simply, so everything is on my website or LinkedIn. So my name simply. So www.gracenajean, Najean.com, or Grace Najean on LinkedIn.
Yep. And we'll put all those links in the episode description so nobody has to go look those up. We'll have them right there for everybody. So Thank you again for joining us today, Grace. I want to thank all of you for watching and listening. If you found this conversation valuable, please share it with someone who can use it. Leave us a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. If you're on a podcast platform and you can leave a review, we'd love it if you'd leave a 5-star review. It helps build our audience so we get the word out about amazing guests like Grace to a wider audience. So we've got lots more amazing interviews coming your way in the coming weeks and months. So go out there, do great things today. Onward and upward.